Black here, and controlling for Johns Hopkins right now. Up at the top, Collison getting hounded, double team, still with it, knocked away. Oh, a shot to score, and it's Jimmy Ayers that comes up with it and puts it in for the Blue Jays as a flag flies. But they're on the board first here, 42 seconds in.
Charlie Eiler and Jimmy Ayers starting an attack with Hunter Chauvet, and Eiler and Ayers offer some speed and quickness that has been missing here in Baltimore for the Blue Jays.
Ball foul we're gonna face. Black 3-7.
Collison gets triple teamed. He tries to run his way through 3 Towson defenders and has no success. Turnover created by the swarming defense. But watch 4, watch Ayers. He's on the scene and he pays the price. There's the flag for the late hit. Boom. Hopkins not conceding the clear once it passed the midfield line is a really smart play. They double team the short stick defensive midfielder Asbill, and he has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Team's back to even strength. Looks like Towson may be sitting in his own defense.
Nyland let the first shot go in, and he saved the last 2 for the Tigers right now. Blue Jays possession. English behind the net for Eiler. Back to Ayers, good look, fires and scores. And he's got both Johns Hopkins goals to start this game. A lot of space there, Q. Clear shot. Ayers, 2 goals already.
That was a possession generated by the ride and an effective double team up by the midfield line. Ayers just given too much real estate. He's able to plant his feet and let it rip. Nyland didn't have much of a chance here. High heat from about 8 or 9 yards. Good start for Pete Milliman in his 6th season. 41 wins to go with 37 losses. Hopkins, under his guidance, has won 2 playoff games, one over Lehigh and one over Bryant. They are searching for championship weekend. It's been a while for this proud program.
Now, you had said it, first 2 not make the tournament, then the next 2 they did. To your point, last year 6-8, now starting off this season 1-0, and off to the 2-0 lead, 2-0 lead here versus Towson.
Yeah, they did not win a game in the Big Ten last year. They finished on a 5-game losing streak. But this team this year has upside, and there's some positive vibes because you've got about a half dozen freshmen who are already in the 2 deep and making an impact. Bright-looking freshman class.
Weishauer, who we talked about in the open, and he shoots and scores. And Towson is on the board.
That was easy, and that's why Mikey Weishauer had 48 goals last season while shooting 31%. Left-handed, he's a senior now, out of Spalding, down in Anne Arundel County, and here he just gets topside. Carson Brown trying to stay with him. Brown's got decent position, but it's all stick work. See Sean Nadeline, the former Hopkins defensive midfielder, Team USA player.
He's been around Towson for 22 years now. Was a assistant coach from 2004 to 2009 before taking over.
My gut feeling about this game is it could get high scoring.
And you called it, and we're tied at 2.
And I say that, Mike, because Towson's attack is excellent. Mikey Weishauer, Ryan Schreier, and Joaquim Villagomez is back to the mix. The big 6'6" right-handed player, 26 on the far side of the field. They might have an advantage in that matchup. And I think Hopkins may have an offensive advantage against Towson's inexperienced defense.
So
Kai Lopez, the Fogo, wins this draw and takes it right down Charles Street. Lopez from Garnet Valley, PA, coach. That's going to be your message to the team.
Here comes the call on our 3rd.
Push.
Matt Palin with the call. Off the face-off win. It's all about angles when you come in from the wing. Contact must be from the front.
It's on Matthew Wolfington.
Contact from the side is iffy. Contact from the rear is a penalty.
30-second EMO, third one of the day so far for the Blue Jays. They only had one shot in the previous two, and on their first shot in this one, they score. And it's Hunter Chavez, and it's 3-2 Blue Jays.
This is a blast. You talk about a rocket shot. Chavez, who had 23 goals last season. He had the big day against Robert Morris, and this is why. Feet set, hands free, his vision is clear. Turn and run.
Here, Schoonmaker, back to Weishar.
That's a nice approach by Carson Brown, one and white, the lefty. Villagomez gave him some contact, stepped away. He wanted to shoot it, but Carson did a nice job with his footwork.
It's all the way up to the top for Burnham, Matt Burnham. Now it's over to Owen Scott. Scott trying to get a step, nothing there. Still has it, reverses direction, feeds in the front. Shot and a score and a flag. Counted for Ryan Schreier. We're tied at 3. And a penalty on the Blue Jays.
This is out of the bizarro world of things that can go wrong defensively that you can't predict. You like this stuff to happen during the week, during practice. Look, the defender just loses his stick. You can't drop your stick. That's usually not a good thing. When your short stick defensive midfielder who's covering the ball, Eric McDonald, fumbles his stick, forcing the defense to double.
Win for the Tigers then. And so there have been 13 games in between that time here at Homewood, all won by the Blue Jays. And right off the face-off, shooting and scoring for Johns Hopkins, Joe Hobart.
Second Fogo goal of this game. Kai Lopez stung one in the first quarter if you're just joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. And Hobart, the sophomore, last year he only took 29 faceoffs. He's the primary guy now. 11 for 13 against Robert Morris. Out the front side, he's able to run downhill. Scoop and score to start this second quarter.
That's his second goal in as many games here to start this season for Hobart, who, as you said earlier, Quint, was 11 of 13 at the faceoff X. And that 17-2 win against Robert Morris back on February 2nd. And right back the other way are the Tigers. And Lopez again, his second goal today off a faceoff win. Get out of here.
Both teams now emboldened by their Fogos, and the defensive strategy to let these guys waltz right down Charles Street, it's got to be rethought. You've got to play talented offensive players like Kai Lopez and Joe Hobart. You've got to stop the ball. Was that 2 goals in 4 seconds? 4 seconds.
That is crazy. That's the third time we've had a goal off the face-off win here in this game. 2 by Lopez, and then the 1 by Hobart. Back-to-back, and we're tied at 4. It's a fun way to start the second quarter. Haven't even played 30 seconds yet. And now the Tigers, who've got a chance to go in front for the first time today, have possession.
I am more of a fan of the point man defensively, slow playing the Fogo, make him make a lacrosse play. You know, make him make a decision, put him in an uncomfortable spot, maybe go early, fake slide.
Weishar scores again for the Tigers. They have their first lead today, 5-4.
Hopkins D hasn't seen speed like this in practice. And it's a little bit of reset your bearings. Carson Brown just gets beat topside. He took the wrong angle. I'm surprised that Kilrain hasn't been on Weishar. He is now. They ended up switching. That's just poor angle play defensively.
Senior attackman, brother Sam, played there as well. He's on the Tewaaraton Award watch list. And the Tigers are feeling it here to start the second. Miles Quant, who wins the faceoff here now, gets it back for Towson. Villagomez trying to break free. And it's going to hold it up here.
Be careful with Villagomez. You think he's just big and lumbering. You think he's like a Frankenstein, and you over-pursue him on the perimeter, and all of a sudden you saw a burst there, Mike. He can actually run.
Here's Evan Boswell now, and he works it behind the net here for Weishauer. And the Tigers feeling a little bit of confidence now to start the second quarter. They've settled in. Oh, a shot and a score. It's Trevor Phipps.
Lamity tapping himself in the chest like that was on him, and this is the first time he has faced adversity. First time Johns Hopkins has been trailing this season, and quickly Pete Milliman goes to call the TO. Towson's come out now in this second quarter. Kai Lopez, Mikey Weishauer, and some outside skills are as good as it gets.
Excellent job there on that review. First for them to call it, right? And then when you go back to look at it, now you have to determine whether the push occurred before he stepped in. And you just heard it, as you said, from Halem. It was after. So really a double whammy there for the Blue Jays. They don't get the goal, no penalty, and here come the Tigers still with a 6-4 lead. Make it 7-4 as Elijah Smith scores it.
Towson feeling no pain right now. They are pedal to the metal, all gas, no brakes. Watch Elijah Smith, the senior. Omaha, Nebraska, folks. Omaha, Nebraska via IMG. Runs by the attackman like he's not there. The
5 saves for Lamity here for the Blue Jays. Chavette now on the offensive end.
Jays catch a break right there. That ball was nearly picked off, but bounced right back into the stick. I believe it was Tyler I, 46 or 48 in white.
Q, what are you going to see different offensively here for the Blue Jays? 3 of 5 shooting to start, 1 for their last 10.
Ball reversal. I think Collison's going to draw double teams.
Ayers shoots and scores, and they needed that. Hat trick, Jimmy Ayers. And it's now 7-5.
Substitution game. Executed to perfection. You'll see the fake. I'm going to run off the field by Johns Hopkins. Towson follows, and then you pull the string and you head back in. Top of the formation, you see it happen. That's after it happened, but the nice sub maneuver gains leverage and gains the advantage that we had seen early in the second quarter.
Ayers back to Rawson. Over to English. Gets a step, Brooks English, and that's over the top of the net.
Kind of had him. Didn't like the way Nyland came off his line and went down to a knee there. Patience is your friend as a goaltender, especially as shooters are running themselves to a decreasing angle.
Tyler, 20 seconds on the shot clock, tripping over the net. Yeah, that time was Spagnuolo. And a shot that scores, the net was dislodged. And
goal is good.
Scores anyway. Yep.
Goal is good. The goal does not have to be on that line. They'll continue play. This is wicked offense. Jays now feeling it with back-to-back goals. It's probably their best half-court possession of the season. Eiler makes the defender look silly. Oh my God, you're becoming a me. Hey, fast to me, slow to the opponent.
Yes. You need the hometown
Make them
ball
come
boys.
Get you the ball. Hey, they don't even have ball boys anymore. I think it's too dangerous now.
Look at Burnham going head first in like a running back, and now it's back over to the Blue Jays.
There's a sloppy element and an unpredictability about this game, right?
Charlie Eiler passes over to Ayers. He shoots and he ties the game. 4 goals for Jimmy Ayers.
Scramble situation. Ayers has got 2 of the last 3. Off the turnover at the middle of the field. Nice pickup by DeChico. You're off to the races. The defense is not checked up the way they should be. And ball movement is your friend. Eiler gets out of traffic, and Ayers can't miss right now. Leading goal scorer in this game with 4.
But after that, they allowed the Blue Jays to come back and tie it up, and then they were basically 1 for their last 13 shooting, so it's really been a struggle here.
Yeah, and making 1 for 14 there. They've created a hot goalie. Lamity really struggled early second quarter. Boom. Shows that he's only a freshman, but for him to bounce back in game and reset is a great trait.
And a shot to score from Weishar to start the second half. And now he's got a hat trick today for Towson as they go back up 8-7.
That's why he's a Tewaaraton candidate, the senior from Spalding. Now he's, 45 goals away from Glenn Smith's all-time high at Towson. He just beats Hopkins' premier defender, Quentin Coleraine, topside, and yanks this ball back to the near post. Against a righty goalie, you love this placement. It's a sidearm release. It snaps by the ear of Lamity. Weishar will be a first-round draft choice. I guarantee it. Premier Lacrosse League this summer.
Well, he's got 110 goals now for his career, and this face-off here won by the Blue Jays and Hobart.
Talking about Matt Collison in this game is going to be a first-round draft choice, a midfielder from Johns Hopkins. And Weishar. So far, Collison's been a little quiet. What is he? No goals on 2 shots. Big 16. He's got the ball here in a second.
That face-off win from the Blue Jays, stopped 4 in a row made by Towson at the X. And now a chance to tie it up. Here's a shot, and they do. Tied up by Chuck Rawson, and he scores it for Johns Hopkins. 8 apiece, second goal of the day for Rawson.
The band plays, you hear the sirens in the distance, and Hopkins is on the board. Rawson's had a good start. That's a pick. And there's no recovery by Towson. They double-team Collison on this pick. The defense has got to rotate over. Elijah's
back to check, launches, save made. Nyland, that's his 5th today.
Towson playing 2 up top.
What do you think of that one, though, Q? I mean, you had 40 seconds still left in the man up. They're going to get it back here, though. Unsettled situation. Now over to Collison.
Nadlin incensed. Nadlin is incensed on the sideline. He felt Johns Hopkins was offsides on that ride.
And it was Patrick Sorensen that puts it in. Freshman defenseman. And the Blue Jays are up 9-8.
The tight look. Sorensen right-handed, the ripper close to the line. They've got a little better speed now, and they're causing Towson clearing problems in this game.
Towson has had 1 goal in the last 15 minutes here. They trail it by 1.
They led 7-4 at one point.
5-1 run for the Blue Jays. Ryan Schreier, one of the captains. Over to Owen Scott. Behind the net here for Weishar. Off the pick. Turns, shoots, and scores, and we're tied. 4 for Weishar today.
This shot had eyes. Lamity will learn not to come off the near post. You look at the senior. Isolation against Kilrain. Pick is not effective. You see Lamity just cheat off the post. Cardinal rule goaltending, especially to your offside, you've got to stay glued to the inside pipe. You're not going to make that save with your stick either side. And so you're just trying to cover real estate in the goal. You got to stay tight to that inside post.
Well, that is the 5th tie here today. Blue Jays win the face-off with Hobart. It's 11-10 now in that department in favor of the Tigers by only 1. We're tied at 9. It's been a fun one here, 6 minutes into the 3rd quarter.
That's a non-negotiable of the goalie position. Hold the pipe.
And Lamity's had such a really good game here today, too. I let that one go, but then it gets put right back on the board thanks to Collison. And he cleans it up to make it 10-9.
Collison's coming alive now in the second half. He's got a pair of assists and a goal. Jays have rolled his first midfield out exclusively. Catch, one cradle, and it's gone. Watch how fast he can go from
Brings it over, gets it to Weishar.
You take a big sigh of relief if you're a Towson fan, and he gets that outlet to number 1 in black. Very comforting.
So you got Burnham now for Schoonmaker. Villa Gomez. Off the post there, the rebound, the shot, the score. And Burnham puts it in. We are tied at 10.
Just getting started here on Homewood Field. This baby's going 60 minutes. Burnham off the iron. Lamity has no answers. Towson. What's going to happen here, Mike, in our fourth quarter? But, man, these guys haven't lost a CAA game in 18 tries. They're clearly the favorite again. Looking for their third consecutive trip to the NCAA.
Yeah, 2 straight titles. Crazy shot put in by Will Schoonmaker for Towson.
Watch this. First of all, the feed is insane. I think it's Weishar goes backhanded. And the freshman from Calvert Hall, high IQ, this is a creative finish. Catches it right-handed, has to go between the legs, and does so. This was the shot that was available. This is not a fancy play. This is a functional play. He's either got to switch this to his left hand or put it down between the legs. And it's on target.
Wow. How many outstanding plays have we already seen here in this season? It's just getting started. Third lead change today. Towson is back in front, 11-10. Keep an eye on the time. 15 seconds to go here in the third. Hopkins ball. Trying to tie it up. And they do! Oh, what a play. Score it for Tyler I.
This is a juice goal. Tristan Jewell, 22 in white, makes the play. This pass down low. And then who's got a lot of flash in his game, the sophomore from Lawrenceville, an elite, elite 16 in white as a Dodger and a shooter. Chauvette's been super quiet all day, 91 in white. He had 6 against Robert Morris last week. A lot of standing around now. I don't love this pattern.
12 to shoot. English. Rawson now diving in front for the goal. The Blue Jays take the lead.
Not sure what they drew up during the timeout.
Eiler.
But it's Eiler who bails him out on a sneak from behind the goal late in the shot clock. Defense is on the carousel. And this is second time in this game. Defenders on the weak side, you have a decision. Are you going to go behind the goal and hop over the net, or are you going to cut in front of the goaltender and maybe risk the hung situation?
This year with a win on the road.
Let's see what Hopkins goes to off the timeout. Matt Collison's your best Dodger. Looks like a 2-man game set up for 16 in white. He gets the split. Now the green light's on for Collison. He can win this matchup. If you're Towson, you're going to have to slide. You're going to have to double team and help.
Defender is Joe Meindling, one of the captains for Towson.
Surprised Towson gave him the switch that easily.
Collison. Oh, passes it in front, and the goal is scored by Eiler on the feed from Collison, and it's a 2-goal lead now for Johns Hopkins.
That is super clutch. And that's what makes Collison such a valued commodity in the Premier Lacrosse League draft, which will be held later this summer. This is why he's one of the best middies in the country, because he can operate behind the net. He's equally efficient up top, from the wing, or behind. He owns this matchup.